Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Waharaka Kodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to you, brothers out there in the highways and the byways, teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And just more evidence of what we've been saying, that we're coming to the end of the era of political correctness, the era of white guilt, and Esau's hatred for you, Jake, is boiling and overflowing, and it's becoming mainstream now. All right, and every incident that happens, all right, where you Edomites can play the victim, they're gonna turn up the victimhood to the maximum, and anywhere where these Edomites now are acting out against Jake or doing anything, it's gonna be even more excused. In fact, it's gonna be justified. All right, that's the era we're going into. So let's play this.
You call him a nigger, the child?
The fuck you talking
Did you
about?
call the child the nigger word?
None of your fucking business.
It is my own business. You call him a nigger? Okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again?
Fuck you, nigger.
Okay.
Nigger.
All right, that's what you say.
Which is what these Edomites wanted to do all along. See, what happened is that the elites through the government brought in this political correctness, this era of political correctness, which fooled Jake into thinking that Esau changed what was in their hearts. But another thing it did, it stopped these average everyday Edomites from saying what was in their hearts for fear of retribution from the authorities. But that doesn't mean that Esau changed. Just because you don't know what's in someone's heart. Just because you stop someone from saying the N-word doesn't mean the reason why they would want to say the N-word in the first place disappears. It's just hidden hatred now, because now they can't voice it in a particular way, so it will manifest itself in other ways. It doesn't mean the hatred ever went away. But it was a good way for Esau to kind of like, oh, look, we've changed, when they haven't changed at all. All right? So now they're becoming more bold with it.
Fuck you, nigger.
See?
Okay.
Nigger.
See?
All right, that's what you
She
say.
doubling down.
You'll go digging through people's shit, you dumb fuck.
Nobody dig into your shit.
So apparently his child was digging through her bag or something, some child's autistic or whatever the case may be. And this is what she done.
A little fucking kid just did, you dumbass.
That little kid, you call him a nigger?
Yeah.
The little child?
What if he acts like one?
And what's new? See, people forget that Jake, as they are now, comes from generations of Jake being subverted and abused. And the abuse and the subversion began when you was a child. They didn't shield children from their abuse. So there's nothing new here. This is just what it is. What it's
Are
been.
you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old.
So he went into the bag and was, playing with the baby stuff or whatever. Some autistic youth.
A nigger, the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
So he's acting. So what if it was a so-called white child that did that? Would he be acting like a nigger? What would he be acting like then? What would be the word you would have to use?
That's what he's gonna act like.
That's a hate speech. And you can be recorded.
Yeah, all that hate speech stuff, that it ain't gonna apply no more. Yeah, all that hate speech BS, that's done away with, and I'm gonna show you that. Now you go to the comment boards. These people are basically blaming the parents of the other child. They're saying the woman's correct. Where are the parents? Look at this. She did nothing wrong. Of course she didn't. Like that era of canceling people for so-called racism is over. Maybe those older children shouldn't bother her baby's belongings. People are getting sick and tired of criminals. What? The white woman has finally had enough. Wow. When a queen is speaking, listen. Yeah, that white woman, boy. Hey, people forgot what team she was really on. One of the greatest scams ever perpetrated was convincing one race of people that they couldn't say a word that another race uses freely as a term of endearment. The kid is far too young to be stealing. Makes you wonder if he learned it from his parents. It says when the fatigue levels are incalculable, expect more of this. So these Edomites, you know, they're victims. They're tired of Jake, and they're gonna blame all their problems on not only Jake but the other nations too. They're gonna blame all their problems on immigrants because their society's going down. Yeah, their money's running low. They got all kind of problems. They got health problems. They got money problems, and they're looking for somebody to blame. And you know, Jake is a nice target for them. It's all Jake's fault. Jake is the problem. The per capitas, the 13%, the usual suspects, and all this BS. All right, Esau is the victim now. Then I think they found the dad of the child, and he's got some kind of criminal record, and so they're saying, yeah, well, she's justified because of that. You know. Let me see. Hold on. Now she got a GoFundMe. She raised $100,000 because somebody found out her name and gave out her address. So Esau quickly raised up 100 grand for her to move. And what does this say? What have I been telling you? What have I been telling you? What you're witnessing isn't a fundraiser. You're witnessing white guilt begin to die. What have I been saying? That the spirit that they've pushed out there through Trump is an end to white guilt. Now they believe in white victimhood and white supremacy. That's what they're pushing now. And everything that came with that. Scientific racism and all that. It says, hell yeah, and we're working as hard as I can to accelerate it. So you got people out there, you got agents out there, and they're rousing these Edomites up. And these Edomites have been ready to hate because they're Edomites. It's a natural state for them. White power is healing. Love yourself. Ditch the shame. White lives matter. All this stuff. Referenda on end fatigue. We whites need to stand shoulder to shoulder when our women reveal themselves to be warrior maidens, as Shiloh did here. No guilt, no shame. They ain't gonna feel. Listen, they don't feel no guilt for anything they've done to you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. They don't feel no shame, right? And they about to put in work, right? The Lord is bringing them back to that spirit. Okay. It's called whites doing what the blacks did, and that is not caring if she did something wrong, but to support her based on skin color. Like Edomites ain't always done that. Edomites have been on code. Some 5-year-old autistic kid, man. It's crazy. Where was we? 68 IQ. See the man is IQ talk again. Where is it? There was a post down here. Can't stand race traitors and sympathizers. Here we go. All the Monday morning quarterbacking misses the points. The victims now. White families are being bullied, harassed, intimidated, and punked out of public spaces. And she stood up and pushed back. If standing up and pushing back isn't your style, the least you can do is sit down and shut up. So they're the victims now. So she's completely justified to call that Ute a nigger. Yeah, it's all good, man. Listen, this wouldn't have been 5-6 years ago. All these people would have been hiding. Now these man have got faces on it. You know, they full out just coming out with it, bro. They don't even care. There we go. Per capita strikes again. Black fatigue is real. She's correct. Where we are. Who's protecting us? She's a queen. She's both the hero we want and the hero we need. So what you're gonna see happening now is there's gonna be incidents where Edomites are gonna go wild. They're gonna buck out, and they're gonna put some Jake to death. And what you're gonna see is like where usually you'd get like a massive support. The agents will call, get rallied, and the Black Lives Matter, and you get a massive support for the Jakes, and they'll be pandered to, man, to get a statue and all this foolishness. And no, you're going to see the opposite now. You're going to see the Edomites piling on support for anyone who does anything to Jake. If you do something to Jake right now, you're going to make a whole bunch of money out of it, and you're going to be taken care of and protected because it's going to be justified. All right, now this is Genesis. Yeah, that enmity, boy. That enmity is coming back in a big way. This is Genesis 3. And we're going to hit the point. Genesis 3:15, it says, I will put enmity, right, which is hatred, between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. All right. The seed of the woman is Israel. The seed of the serpent is Esau, Edom, man. And there's enmity between us. It's hatred. Now, you've tried to have this little fake experiment where they pretend like we're the same and we're equal and they love. That's bullshit. And that it's all going to come crashing down, because ultimately, the whole time, including the political correctness era, that we've been underneath this Esau, Edom, he's been working against us the whole time, subverting our people. The virulent, toxic form of Negro that you find in the ghettos in America and deep in the ghettos of England and France, these toxic, crazy Negroes that do exist, don't exist for nothing. All right? They're a product of Esau's subversive tactics. That's a fact. Right? Jake is not a product of love. I'll tell you that for free. All right? Jake is not a product of love. Esau has a hand in the deformation and the degeneration of these Negroes. But he wants to pretend as if he's just been this loving, kind, good neighbor, and Jake is just this beast that can't be tamed and is just crazy, when that's not the case at all. Jake been abused generationally, been undermined, all kind of covert subversive tactics, man. The crack epidemic, who was behind that? But they want to pretend all these things don't exist and these things are not factors. But that's all right. That's all right, because you see, their hatred is necessary for the final stage, where they go buck wild, they kill a bunch of Jake, but they're going to lose in the end. And then we're going to be justified in the scriptures for when we put their ass in slavery and do what we got to do. They must fulfill their hate. All right? It must be fulfilled. And it will be. They're going to get their last hurrah. This is Habakkuk 2. Right? Edomites are going to just pretend, like they're the victims now. It's crazy. Habakkuk 2 and verse 15, it says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink. Right? They're going to sit here and pretend that they didn't put the bottle to Jake. Like these Negroes that you see on World Star Hip Hop didn't come out of nowhere. All right? They didn't just get born and genetically just spawned this way. No, these people are the product of generations of subversive tactics and dysfunctionality, which has been bred in, going back to slavery until now. And we can sit here all day and talk about the subverted tactics that that Esau used against Jake. And that's not to take away responsibility from Jake, because Jake has responsibility, especially now that you're hearing the gospel, all right, to set a better standard for yourself. But let's not sit here and pretend like Esau is a victim and that all of Esau's problems now are from Jake, because it's not. The destruction of the West is not by Jake. Okay, Esau, Edom, your own elites are destroying you. Your own elites are impoverishing you. Don't try and blame it all on Jake. Okay, that's just foolishness. You're the one that's in power. Okay. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. And that's what they do. You know, they've did all these subversive tactics, right? And created a lot of these crazy Jakes that you see running around in these ghettos, and then sit there and pretend that, oh, this just genetics, and you know, we tried to help them and we were nice to them, and that's a lie. Like, now you're gonna, and then on top of that, you're gonna try and pretend that you're the victim now. It's insane. But Esau is insane. This is just how Esau was a victim when he came over and slaughtered the Native American Indians. Esau always loves to play the victim. Look at the so-called Jew over there in the land. They're playing the victim while they're just doing madness. That's just how Esau is. So all you Jakes need to understand that the same way you see them Israelis dealing with them Palestinians is the same way Esau's going to deal with you here. It's the same way, because it's the same people, same spirit. And when they rise up in that hatred and they get that righteous indignation in them, they're going to do whatever they want to do. And they're showing you now that these Edomites have said, to hell with shame. We ain't got no shame. We ain't got no guilt. Like, we're going to just do what we're going to have to do. So keep an eye on it. You're going to start seeing it. Edomites are going to be blowing Jake away, doing all kind of crazy shit. They're going to be feeling emboldened to do it. They're going to have certain agents, certain events set up. That's not even real events. But it's going to be there to embolden these Edomites to be like, yeah, you know what? We can just, to hell with these niggas, man. To hell with them. Yeah, I'm with that. I want America back and all this. Same thing with England. I want England back. I'm fighting a righteous cause. You know, and that's what the social media is here to whip these people up into hysteria. All right. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't gonna spare no children either. They don't give a damn about no children, and that's just what it is. That's how Esau always was. All right, Jeremiah 30:6, it says, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. The time of Jacob's trouble is approaching, and Esau is being primed, mentally primed. That hatred meter is feeling all the way up to release it on you, Jake, man. And this is mainstream stuff now. You got mainstream commentators pushing all the scientific racism. When they're saying they don't like woke, which I don't like wokeism. Wokeism is bad. But remember, Esau incorporated Jake heavily into wokeism for a reason. This is all planned and calculated. They attach Jake to all that crazy wokeism, so that now when they throw all that wokeism out, they throw you Jakes out with it. And man thought it was a joke. And that's why you see all these manosphere agents, they're all turning super right-wing, Myron and all these guys, and all they ever talk about is black people and the black woman and how these are the facts and all this stuff. Yeah, because these men, listen, the gender war, the race war, it all goes hand in hand, and they're there to push that to get it to the point where, yeah, they can unleash these people on Jake. Man, woman, and child. Because a lot of these men thought, oh yeah, I'll jump on this bandwagon, it's for you as well. No, it's not. Esau don't rate you. Esau don't like you either. The whole thing is gonna go back towards Jake. Hate Jake. Because remember, under scientific racism, there is no gender, man. The man don't give a fuck whether you're a woman or a man. In fact, now they're saying it's specifically, even more statistically, it's the men. So they even more so want to kill the men. But they don't like the women either. They don't like none of you, Jake. So there ain't no sides to be taken. So all you nigga women that think the white man is on your side, and all you niggas think the white man is on your side. And listen, Esau's on his own side. He's on the side of the sword. We gotta be on the side of Yahweh Shai, and that's it. Because when I tell you that these Edomites worldwide, all over the West, are getting primed to go buck wild, you best believe. And it's prophecy. All right? Shalom.